Hi, I'm Dr. Ruby and welcome to the Veggie Chest where healthy food is easy and always delicious. And today we are making a super yummy mushroom and creamed chard dish and I can't wait to show you. So we're starting with Swiss chard or chard, a rainbow chard. These different colors, it's so pretty, but it represents different nutrients in our food. So the more colors you have on the plate, the better. And so chard is packed with tons and tons of nutrients, from vitamin K to all kinds of phytonutrients and polyphenols. We're gonna start here. I'm just gonna get things going with a little bit of coconut oil. Coconut oil is the best oil that you want to use for cooking because it's the one that is able to maintain the structure and not break down during the heating process. So that's the only one I use for cooking. And it's got lots of great nutrients as well. So that's going to be add a nice little flavor to our dish. So with our chard, also it has lots of vitamin K. This is something that you can use instead of kale, because we're always hearing about kale, the superfood, and it is great. But this has almost as many nutrients as that, and it tastes very similar. So you can often just switch out your chard instead of kale and eat it both cooked and raw. Now this dish can also be made raw as well, pretty much the same way, just leaving out the heating process. So we're gonna add some shallots right now. We're just gonna put that right in the pan, get it going. And these are shallots. This is what they look like in the store. It gives us a mild onion flavor so that this dish really doesn't need a heavy onion flavor, so that's why we're using the shallots. All right, so we've got our shallots going. And then we're gonna add a little bit of our chard. And it's gonna wilt down a bit. It's beautiful already. And close that for just a second. So for just about a minute to give it a chance to wilt, and then we're gonna add our mushrooms. Mushrooms have tons of nutrients from vitamin D, usually a vitamin D1, so you still need your vitamin D, but it's got a lot of great nutrients, cancer-fighting properties, boost the immune system. So mushrooms are incredible, especially the shiitake mushrooms. They also, yes, they are a fungus, but they actually help us build up good antibodies in our body and fight off different types of bacteria. So the more we include mushrooms, the better. Let that get nice and soft for about 3 minutes. So I'm just gonna close that. Okay, so what we're adding now is our coconut milk. We're adding just a regular full-fat coconut milk, not the light, because we want it nice and creamy. So this was about 5 ounces. They had a little 5-ounce can of organic coconut milk. That works perfect for this dish. So we're just gonna mix that in. And then we're gonna add our seasonings. So what we're adding first is a teaspoon of curry powder. Now this is where you can add whatever flavor you like. It tastes great just as it is. You don't even need to add the curry powder, but I've used lots of different flavors just to keep it interesting, from garam masala, or using just a yellow curry powder. You can use a red, you can make it spicy. But just about a teaspoon is all you need. So just to give us a little variation on the types of dishes we have. And then we're gonna use about a half a teaspoon of sea salt in there. And then just a little bit of cayenne, because this is a very mild curry. So we're gonna put just a little bit of that in there and mix that all up and let it sit just for about 2 to 3 minutes. We don't have to cook this very long at all. Just want the flavors to mix together. So while this is cooking, we are going to make a delicious addition to this. We're gonna make a vegan parmesan and to add right on top of this. This parmesan, you can use any way you like. I usually use it with my kale, vegan kale Caesar salad. So we're gonna start with hemp seeds. Now hemp seeds are a superfood, so you want to eat these as often as possible. They have our omegas 3, 6, and 9 in perfect balance. We usually don't get enough of our omega-3s, so this is a great way to do it. It also has tons of protein, all the essential amino acids, so it's great to include hemp seeds in your diet. Then we're adding sunflower seeds, also packed with tons of nutrients, and then sesame seeds. From magnesium to phosphorus, all kinds of things are in all of these seeds that we're adding today. So that's gonna give us our base, and then we're gonna add a little bit of flavor, a little bit of garlic powder, all of that in there. A little bit of smoked paprika. Now this is optional, but especially if you wanted to stay kind of light like a Parmesan, you can omit this, but I like the smoked paprika flavor, so we're gonna add that. And then we're gonna add a little bit of sea salt. And then we're just gonna pulse it until it's a nice consistency like a Parmesan, except without the cows, so they can stay happy. So you can see that right there, a nice soft powdery consistency. All right, so what we're gonna do now is really just put it all together. So I'm gonna take our chard, just gonna scoop it into this bowl so that we can cream it a little bit. So we're just gonna, as I mentioned, we're just gonna cream it with a hand immersion blender. This is an optional piece, but if you like that creamed kind of spinach type of a dish, that's what we're doing here. So it's nice to cream and creamed. You just need a couple of pulses. And sometimes I like to keep some of the mushrooms out so that we still have some chunky mushroom pieces in there. So now we're just going to plate it in our bowl. So we've got it nicely plated, and then we're just gonna add our Parmesan right on top. It's really good. It adds a nice kind of contrast to this dish. And there you have it. And I'm gonna give it a taste now. Honestly, I can probably eat this whole thing by myself and make it a meal. It's up to you, because it's so nutritious, it's so healthy, full of all the good stuff that we need. It's a great side dish, and again, you can add your own flavors like lemon zest, something to make it really yummy, but I'm gonna give it a taste right now. That's really good. It reminds me of definitely the old cream spinach I used to eat with milk, but now we've done it with healthy coconut milk instead of cow's milk, which we want to leave out of our diets. Give it a try. Let me know how you like it. Leave comments, send me a note, share it with your friends. And I hope you join me on the next episode of The Veggie Chest, where healthy food is easy and always delicious. So with chard, now we took out some of the stems. You want to save it. I always save these. I don't throw it out. I just break them up and put them in my smoothie because there's so many nutrients in the stem, and as I mentioned, different antioxidants with the different colors. So don't throw this out. Save it and put it in your refrigerator in a nice airtight container, and then you can use it for the next 2 to 3 days and have a really nutritious smoothie or whatever else you want to put it in. Chop it up and put it in your salads as well. So we want to make sure we're getting all the nutrition from our food in both raw and cooked forms.